In the open ocean, another nightmare unfolds. The giant leatherback turtle is a biological marvel, one of the very few creatures on Earth that can withstand the stings and consume massive quantities of jellyfish. Without its primary predator, jellyfish populations already exploding due to climate change and overfishing would detonate on a global scale. Imagine our coastal waters no longer filled with diverse fish, but with a silent, pulsating, gelatinous biomass. Imagine fishing nets clogged not with fish, but with a stinging, worthless mass. An ocean once defined by complex vertebrates now regresses to a world dominated by a single, primitive creature. And here is the great paradox. The very survival of one of the most beautiful and vibrant ecosystems on our planet depends entirely on the brutal daily work of this adorable assassin. We are about to show you why we need this cute animal to be a merciless killer. To understand the sea otter, you must first understand its curse. Unlike other marine mammals like seals or whales, sea otters have no blubber to insulate them from the cold Pacific waters. They survive thanks to two things: the densest fur in the animal kingdom and a hyperactive, raging metabolism that acts like an internal furnace. But this furnace demands constant fuel. Shocking fact, to stay alive, a single sea otter must eat 25% of its own body weight every single day. For an adult male, that's equivalent to a human eating over 40 pizzas daily. They are not just eating for pleasure, they are in a constant, desperate war against freezing to death. And their favorite fuel? The spiny, slow-moving and seemingly insignificant sea urchin. We watch as an otter dives with incredible agility. It doesn't hunt with stealth, it is a brazen predator. It uses its powerful paws and sharp teeth to pry urchins from the rocks, returns to the surface, and with its characteristic rock, smashes the urchin's protective shell to get at the rich meal inside. It will do this over and over, consuming hundreds of urchins in a week. For centuries, this insatiable appetite made the sea otter the undisputed king and guardian of its domain, keeping the urchin population in check. But in the 18th and 19th centuries, a new predator arrived, hunting the otter for its luxurious fur, driving it to the very brink of extinction. And in its absence, a purple plague was unleashed from the seafloor. Let us imagine a coastline where the last sea otter has been hunted. At first, nothing seems to happen, but then a change begins in the shadows of the rocks. The sea urchins, now free from their primary predator, begin to emerge. They don't just multiply, they detonate. They swarm out from the crevices, forming vast, slow-moving armies of spiny mouths. They are no longer a hidden part of the ecosystem. They are a dominant, destructive force. They are the purple plague. Their target is the foundation of this entire world, the magnificent kelp forests. These underwater rainforests, with kelp reaching up to 30 meters from the seafloor to the surface, are one of the most productive ecosystems on Earth. But the urchin army is like a horde of living lawnmowers. They don't just nibble the leaves, they sever the kelp's hold-fast its root system at the base, sending the entire giant plant drifting away to die. We watch in a horrifying time-lapse as a vibrant, dense, three-dimensional forest teeming with life is reduced to a barren, empty wasteland in a matter of months. The only thing left is bare rock, covered in a carpet of spiny purple urchins. This desolate landscape has a scientific name, an urchin barren. The great forests of the sea have been clear-cut by an army of invertebrates. The first link in the food chain is not just broken, it is annihilated. But the true horror, the cascading wave of death, has only just begun. A kelp forest is not just a collection of plants, it is a bustling, multi-level city. The canopy provides shelter for countless fish. The blades provide food for snails and other small creatures. The holdfasts anchor an entire community of invertebrates. When the forest is gone, the city is gone. The schools of rockfish that once hid among the kelp have vanished, leaving them exposed to open-water predators. The crabs, shrimp, and abalone that fed on the kelp and lived in its roots have nothing left to eat. The entire food web collapses. The silence spreads. The seals and sea lions that once hunted for fish in the vibrant forest now find only empty water and spiny urchins. They are forced to abandon the coastline or starve. Even the seabirds that fed on the small fish near the surface are gone. And there is a final, invisible consequence. Healthy kelp forests can absorb up to 20 times more carbon dioxide from the atmosphere per acre than forests on land. When we lose the kelp forests, we don't just lose animals, we lose a critical ally in the fight against climate change. The death of the otter has consequences for the entire planet. An entire coastal ecosystem, once rich and diverse, has been reduced to a barren desert, ruled by a single, spiny creature. All because its one, adorable, and vicious predator was removed from the equation. But this is one story where we have seen the ghost and have learned from it. In areas along the North American coast where sea otters have been successfully reintroduced, the miracle happens in reverse. We see the otters arrive and begin their relentless hunt for urchins. As the urchin population is brought back under control, they retreat back into the crevices. And then, slowly at first, then with explosive growth, the kelp forest begins to grow back. The barren desert once again becomes a vibrant, three-dimensional city. The fish return. The seals return. The symphony of life returns. The sea otter is the definition of a keystone species. It is the single, critical stone at the top of the arch that holds the entire structure together. Remove it, and everything collapses. We see a cute animal that uses a rock to open its dinner, but nature sees a guardian. It sees a warrior whose insatiable hunger is the only thing that protects one of the Earth's most vital ecosystems from utter destruction. That is the beautiful, brutal, and necessary paradox of the sea otter, a paradox we must fight to protect.